Last year, 26 million SUVs was sold globally, which is just simply a colossal amount. And as Peugeot continue their metamorphosis from MPV to SUV, the 5008 is up next. The question is, will it be one of the world's first sexy seven-seaters? Visually, it carries a lot of characteristics over from the Peugeot 3008, which is certainly no bad thing. It incorporates intricate headlights and a wide chromed grille, promoting an upmarket stature. The claw effect rear lights and contrasting diamond black roof set the car off really nicely. From the B-pillar backwards, it's a much more squared off affair than the 3008, giving the 5008 its own character. A high belt line and strong shoulder line give it quite a bold stance. Whilst our test car might not be finished in the most inspiring choice of colour, it has to be said in top specification GT trim with these larger alloy wheels, it certainly looks the part. Considering seven-seaters are usually quite dumpy affairs, the injection of French flair is very welcome to this segment. The interior is very ooh la la as well, because you've got this intricate blend of high quality materials and cascading, highly sculpted surfaces. It all makes up Peugeot's i-Cockpit interior ethos, which is a driver-centric but highly stylised way of making a cockpit. This top specification car gets some nice wood trim, plenty of brushed aluminium, and altogether it feels like a very, very upmarket interior. All 5008s get a 12.3-inch driver's display, which is beautifully animated, and the intricate dance that the graphics do as you cycle through various modes, it's akin to something that you might find on an Audi. Angled towards the driver is a new 8-inch touchscreen infotainment display running Peugeot's latest software. It's much more responsive and much more intuitive than before. A masterstroke in design can be found just below in the form of these aluminium piano shortcut keys. You see, whilst you're driving along, you can't really feel for the buttons that are on the screen. It's a smooth surface, obviously, so it's a distraction to look away. But these textured physical buttons are much easier to just tap to bring up shortcuts such as navigation, air conditioning, and the like. This well-endowed example has quilted leather, the front seats are heated and massaging and nice and supportive in all of the right places. The middle row seats 3 with plenty of head and leg room. There's a nice flat floor, meaning everyone's got plenty of space for their feet, though there is still that protruding air vent that the 3008 had. It's a slight irritation of mine. Those 3 seats are also totally adjustable. They can slide forwards, backwards, as well as recline. And when you move into the back, you can deploy 2 further jump seats, which are fine for occasional use for adults or, well, ultimately ideal for children. The rear quarter window lets in plenty of natural light, so it's not like a dungeon for the rearmost 2 passengers. And also, this car benefits from its large glass panoramic roof, which can be opened on nice sunny days such as today, but also it lets in plenty of natural light and it further magnifies the amount of space that's on offer in here. Speaking of space, with all of the seats in place, there's obviously not loads of boot room available, but enough for a couple of bags. Totally remove those 2 rear seats and you'll find 1,060 litres of space. Fold the middle row totally flat and there is a gargantuan 2,042 litres available. So what's the all-new Peugeot 5008 SUV like to drive? Well, this particular car under the bonnet has the 2-litre 178 brake horsepower diesel engine, that's a BlueHDi, and it produces a nice healthy 400 Newton meters of torque, which is particularly good when you're cruising on the motorway like this, because it means just a twitch of your right foot has the torque surge you past any dawdlers on the motorway. It's actually a pretty good cruiser. Refinement all around, very good. You can hardly hear the engine once you're up to speed. And with this 6-speed automatic transmission, which just has some of the most seamless shifts, I'm very impressed with that. It's a very relaxing car to do long distances in. Actually, while speaking of the gearbox, it's fast to respond even on these paddles when changing manually. Ride quality is really good as well, even on these 19-inch alloy wheels. Sure, there's a little bit of a thump into potholes as you do get with larger alloy wheels, but generally speaking it soaks up road imperfections really well, this suspension setup. Obviously the 5008 is not going to set the world on fire in terms of dynamic handling, but there's plentiful amounts of grip and there's actually a little bit less body roll than I was expecting from such a tall car. The steering is sensibly weighted and the small size of the wheel actually boosts the sense of agility the car has. Around town, visibility is pretty good all the way around, though this car does make life even easier with a reversing camera. Whilst the 5008 is clearly a larger vehicle, it actually feels no bigger to drive than the 5008. You retain that nice high driving position, but because it doesn't feel cumbersome to use, it's quite a relaxing vehicle, and so you forget about the vast amount of metal around you. That's definitely a positive to have. It's not intimidating in the slightest. Peugeot claim that this car will emit 124 grams per kilometre of CO2 and do 64.2 mpg. Now, because we're driving this car so early, pricing hasn't actually been announced, but expect it to be about a £2,000 like-for-like increase over the 3008. When can you have a 5008? Well, we're told that it should hit the roads sometime in July. Peugeot are really knocking it out of the park whenever it comes to their new SUV range. The 3008 was our family car of the year, and I have to tell you, the 5008 is going to be a contender for this year. Great quality interior, beautiful design, lovely to drive, and of course you now have the added practicality of 7 seats. It certainly ticks a lot of boxes for a lot of people.
Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe for all of the latest and greatest cars to hit the road. For breaking news and written reviews, visit www.insidelane.co.uk.